Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay back with another video, and in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Two-Face as Batman. This is from the Batman Reborn. I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. This is what the box looks like. The side. The back, which I really like the art. The other side. Top. And bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, you do come with a card. The front of the card looks like. The back of the card. It does come with accessories, actually quite a few. So it does come with several hands. So we have here the gun pose, I guess you want to call it, for hand. Obviously, it's going to be his for his right hand. Nice glossy. A little bit of detail on there. Then you got his left fist. Nice, shiny, bright red. The trigger hand. That's what it's called, the trigger hand. For the left hand, and it's going to be an open hand for the right. Very glossy. Now let's talk about this figure itself. We'll start off with the articulation. So, head articulation, left, right, it's good. Up, down. Well, up and not a whole lot, but down's a lot. But left and right is good. And it is all one piece, so it moves also the neck as well too. So keep that in mind. Shoulder articulation, good. Bicep, it's a little stiff, but good. Elbows, good. Wrist, if I can do the wrist. Oh, there it is. Good. Torso. And the twist. So overall, the articulation of the upper body, it's good so far. And let's do the lower torso. So leg articulation, good. Knees, good. Ankles, good. And of course, toes, good. Now let's talk about this figure itself, because this figure looks similar to another one, which I'll show you in a bit, but there you go. So right away, this is a fantastic looking head sculpture. Just look at all of that detail. One, the pointy ears are very, very wide. Pointy ears are very, very pointy, but also just the paint job on it. Look at that detail. You got that blues on here. You got the black paint on there. You painted white eyes. You can see more of the eyes, black around the eyes, and of course, all that burnt looks really good, creepy. On top of that, you got the painted mouth right here, the teeth as well, and it just looks really, really, really good. Very detailed. And the other side, very clean looking Batman. You get that nice bright red mask on there. Got the painted lips, the face, the eyes, of course white. But man, just look at that head sculpture. That is fantastic looking head sculpture. Ugly looking, but it looks fucking sweet, and I am loving this figure. Just look at that. Tell me that don't look badass. That looks really, really, really cool. And I noticed that it does have a lot of blues all around. I thought it was going to be all black, but it does have blue, so keep that in mind. It's not just all black. So there's that, though. But the head sculpture looks fucking sweet. Then you got the upper body. The upper body is similar to the other ones. I say other ones, going to be this one, which I do a comparison, but anyway, so in terms of the sculpture, then it's going to be similar. Of course, the big thing is going to be the paint job. So for one, you got that nice matte red. Not a lot going on, just plain big shoulder arms, bicep. Then you got the gauntlets on there. The gauntlets just regular red. Something that I did not know is actually there's a coin in here in this hand. You can see that. I didn't know that. I didn't know this has going to have a coin in there. Wish it had more sculpture design on the coin. It's all good though nonetheless. So then you got the Batman logo. I like how the Batman logo is very glossy, and the black part is actually glossy. You can see that right there perfectly. The black is a lot more glossy compared to the red one. And then the other side, similar to this side, is just going to be black. You can see the gauntlets on here. One thing is that the gauntlets and the boots are all glossy, which keep that in mind, and also right here as well too. But in terms of the sculpture design on the arms, not much to it. Same thing with the center torso. Not much to it. It's just a Batman logo. And of course, very abdomen and six-pack and chest. So it's a good, clean looking base for a Batman figure. But of course, McFarlane did his own thing and he did this particular version of Batman, and it looks fucking sweet, man. I'm telling you, the head sculpture looks good. And also having this painted like black and red with a little bit of blue, it's a weird color combination, but it looks fucking cool. I really, really like it. The cape, I like the cape. Very, very thick, very heavy, so keep that in mind. So if you try to pose it, be aware of the weight. And of course, you can see it goes down black and red on there. Looks really, really cool. And so far, the upper body looks sweet. Again, very clean, plain looking upper torso. But the costume itself is very clean, plain looking, but it looks good. And of course, with this head sculpture design, the paint job and detail is just fantastic. I'm loving this figure. Utility belt. Utility belt looks good, very similar to the other ones. Very defined, right? Little pockets on there. And of course, they're also going to be painted. This has like a nice red gloss to it, and then the black gloss, you can really see that on there. Same with the back as well too. Leg sculpture design, there really much isn't there, to be honest with you. Very thick thighs. That's pretty much it. You got the boots on here. The boots are a little bit of gloss in terms of the boots. Definitely glossy on the black side, but the red side is not a whole lot, but that's perfectly fine. But again, the boots, not much detail on it. Just very clean looking boots. The feet as well too. And again, this whole body, the base of it, this is a very clean, basic body. We've seen it before, which is fine. It's a good base for Batman. But of course, the highlight's going to be the paint job and that face sculpture design, and it looks fucking sweet. And when you look at it as a whole, it just looks weird, but it looks so cool. And I can already tell if you put this in the other Batman figures you have like on your Raw on display, it's just gonna grab your attention, and people are gonna be asking like, "What the hell is that?" And yeah, this is McFarlane for you. He does crazy stuff like this, and he does a really good job. So I really like this figure. Weird looking, yes, but is it awesome? Fuck yeah. So of course, the main question is it worth it? Should you go out and get this figure? For $20 for what you're getting, hells yeah. Like I said, it's a good, clean looking base Batman figure. Hence why McFarlane's used this like quite a few times. But the head sculpture design looks really, really, really good. Very detailed. You do get a lot of accessories. The paint job is really, really good. I like the whole glossy black with the mixtures of matte red. Everything about it looks fantastic. And again, for $20, to me, is a fantastic deal for $20. So, with that said, would I recommend it? Yes. For the price that you're paying for $20, heck yeah. A lot of variety in terms of accessories, and the paint job looks good. Weird, but looks good. Regardless of the price, though, what I would give the figure. So, for Two-Face as Batman from Batman Reborn, gets a thumbs up for me. Overall pricing and the figure itself. Here we have Two-Face figures. Here we have Batman and, of course, Two-Face from the Dark Knight wave, Bane wave, I should say. Now we have Two-Face figures, but let's be honest. When we want Two-Face figure, we want something like this or something like that in the background. But hey, at least we got Two-Face figures. And they both look good. But of course, if you were to ask me which one I prefer, I'm going to go for this one because this is more of a traditional Two-Face figure compared to this one. Don't get me wrong, I like this one a lot. This is really, really cool. Weird, but cool. But come on. If you want a Two-Face figure, we always think of something like this. Here we have the red variant for Superman from the BBTS exclusive figure. And of course, the red variant, per se, of Batman. They both look good. But this red on here is over the top red. Just look at this one. When I looked at this one, I'm like, okay, it's a bit too much on the red, but it looks good. But compared to this, yeah, this is way too much red. I'm not hating on it, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not hating on it. I like this figure. But when you compare like this one to this one, you can really see there's so much red on this figure. But regardless, though, here we have the red variant Superman and, of course, Two-Face Batman. Here we have the caveman Batman, as I call him, and of course, a warrior Batman, and of course, Two-Face Batman. Just showing you how two different versions of Batman from two different eras look side by side. And I'm telling you, when you see this figure in person and you have it next to like a figure like this, it stands out because of the color and the look of it. And it looks so damn good. Weird looking, like I said, yes, but it looks sweet and awesome, and I like it. So again, we have Two-Face Batman next to Caveman or Barbarian Batman. Here we have the Walmart exclusive Batman from the DC versus Vampire storyline, and of course Two-Face Batman. And as I mentioned in the video a couple of times, the base of this figure is going to be the exact same one, and this base has been used for quite a few figures. We have obviously the DC versus Vampires one. We also have it on the regular Hush one, the blue one, the gray one. I have a link to it, and also on the 2-pack Hush and Batman. So the base has been used quite a bit, but there have been some differences in terms of each variation of the same base. Obviously, this is going to be for the Vampires one, so the color's different, but the head sculpture is different. The other ones is going to be similar. The head sculpture is different, just the base is different. And we have the new one here where the head sculpture is different, but the paint is really, really, really different. As you can see, they both look good in its own variation. But of course, the main question is, which version of the same figure do I like? That's a hard one. Because I like this whole gruesome, creepy looking vampire Batman. But I also like the Two-Face very sculpture design. But it kind of has a cartoony look compared to this one. But if I can only choose one, that's a tough one. If I can only choose one, I'm going to go for this one, the Walmart exclusive one, just because I read the book. Just because of that reason. I have not read any particular comic for this particular version of Batman, so I don't know too much about it. So I'm going to give the Vampires one the extra point because I read the book. But they're both good nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on this figure? Do you plan on purchasing this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Two-Face Batman from the Batman Reborn, and on to the next one.